We are here for another late night podcast. We are going to talk a little bit today about victims. There's a lot going on with the Johnny Depp case right now. Um, victims. Are these people really victims? What do you think?
I don't know because he sued her for 50 million and then she comes back and with a lawsuit for 100 million. So is it games or is it acting or is it really a victim?
Oh God, if you've seen any of the case,
I've
there's
been
a,
a little bit
there's
here
a
and there.
lot of acting.
Yeah, and she wears no makeup. She looks like this little innocent girl. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess that's what you do. Yeah,
Right,
case.
right. She's definitely. I think that. I
Oh, you
think that.
know, they're both acting.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think Johnny Depp's going to win it though. I think he's gotten more of a liking over the jury.
Well, here's the thing though, is she never said his name in that the paper or wherever that came out as. She never said his name. She referred to somebody but never actually said his name. So that
Uh
I think is going to be difficult for him.
yeah, that's true. That could be. That very well could be. But as we were talking about earlier, we have not only Amber Turd, but a lot of women out there that try to play this victim card, and it's insane. It's almost like every woman now tries to play a victim.
Well, and I don't want to take anything away from that because it is a serious situation, but
Of course.
you just take their word for it. Where, I mean, do you have proof? Do you have, as far as I'm concerned, you better have video if you're going to accuse somebody of being
Yeah.
or if you're going to be a victim, you better have some kind of proof, not just said, this person did this to me.
No, absolutely. But I don't think it's not only like assault and things of that nature, but women also play victim when it comes to, let's say there was a breakup in a relationship. They'll go around and they'll tell everyone it was your fault.
Oh, yeah.
They're always the victim.
And I've got a prime example of that too in my own situation. So,
Uh-huh. With your boyfriend?
yeah, no, not that guy. Um, no, I was in a relationship for, 10 years and,
Okay.
the girl's best friend that she knew all her life,
Uh-huh.
um, my ex-girlfriend would go say stuff to her and tell her stuff. And then when we broke up, I get a phone call from her
Yeah.
best friend. And she's like, Scott, I need to apologize to you. I said, for what?
Oh, wow.
She goes, I never realized that probably 99% of this stuff was not your fault.
Wow.
Now I know how she is. And I just wanted to apologize to you. So after that, we started hanging out
Right.
and becoming good friends.
Right.
So, it's one of those things where you get accused of something and it's not actually true.
Yes. And that's very rare that a woman calls and apologizes.
I was severely surprised.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing for another time, but accountability is one thing that's kryptonite to women. They can't take accountability, but that's a whole nother show.
Right.
That's a whole nother show. But yeah, victims, I can't believe how many women, and it seems like it's all of them now. I just don't think it's a few. It seems like it's, if they're short, tall, fat, skinny, it don't matter. They are finding some way to spin it.
Oh, yeah, it's always fun. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's always the guy's fault.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem because the guys are so dominant and they think just because they're stronger and bigger and whatnot that it's automatically their fault.
Yeah.
And God
Yeah.
forbid the girl causes any of it.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. And look how hard it is when, they're like, there's false accusations, like, saying that the guy hit her or something like that. I've seen so many accusations. And I mean, I've been in it. I've seen girls firsthand. They'll be with somebody into an argument, and the woman will say, one occurrence I can remember, she right in front of us smacked the daylights out of this guy. And she said, if you call the police, I'll tell them you hit me. And she put her hand around her throat, to put prints on her own throat.
Yep. And that's not hard to do. She punched herself in the eye for all that matters.
Yeah.
And herself a black eye.
She was so crazy. We were standing right there. I mean, we would have been witnesses.
Mm-hmm.
So he eventually got her out of the house. But, that's just a prime example. What if we weren't there? She called the police. Where do you think he would have been?
Oh, he'd have been in cuffs and in the back of the car.
Exactly. And I think this is...
And that's what I'm saying, as far as if somebody accuses somebody of doing something, you better have proof. You better have it on video. Yeah. You better have it on audio. You better this going to trial and courts and all this stuff and just somebody's word should never go through court. It should be dropped unless there's absolute proof.
So let me throw a question at you. Let's say that you got accused of assault or domestic violence or whatever it was, and you got ran through the ringer, had to go to court and everything, but it's false accusations. So turns out that somehow they find out she's lying. Okay. Well, now let's say your friends, your family, your employer, or whatever, they all seen it in the paper. Even though they were false accusations, that stigma is still out in the public now.
People still have that in the back of their head.
That you're an abuser or whatever the case is. Now, what do you think? What's that?
It's defamation.
Yes. So what do you think should happen to the people that falsely accuse and they lie about it?
They should get the same punishment as the person, if was accused, would have gotten.
Exactly. Because isn't that perjury?
Oh, yeah. It's fraud for lying. And
if you're under oath and lie, I'm pretty sure that's perjury, no matter what it,
And
if it's a civil,
you're ruining somebody's, like you said, it's now all out there. Everybody's like, oh gosh, this person did this. Is it true or not? Whether it's true or not, even though it might not be true, now it's in people's head. And every time they see you, they're going to be like, oh, that was the guy or that was the girl that.
There goes the woman beater.
Yeah.
You don't even have to wear the wife beaters. You just already have the stigma. So circling back to that, it's very scary to think all that can happen and
ruin somebody's life or career.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there needs to be more of a stiff penalty for false accusations and lies and stuff like that. Look at all of these sports stars and stuff like that, basketball, football, all that. There was one not too long ago, I can't remember who it was, but it turns out it was false accusations. But his name still got dragged through the ringer. Like you said, if somebody sees him out in public, they're going to say, hey, there goes that woman beater.
Yeah, there goes that guy that beat that girl or did that girl or whatever. And I was saying, I was talking to somebody the other day and I said, do you see all these police officers that are getting arrested for domestic violence?
Right.
They're out. I want to know, I would love to talk to one of these police officers and ask them, how do you feel now?
Right.
That you're getting arrested when you maybe didn't do it or haven't been proven of doing it. How do you feel now that you're in the back of a police car on the other side when you've arrested people for the same thing? That hasn't done it.
I'm sure it doesn't feel good.
I'm sure it doesn't.
Yeah, absolutely not. I think
that's around here lately.
Has there been a lot of them down there?
in
I'm
this
pretty
town.
sure
In
I've
this
seen
town.
something on the news. Yeah.
I mean, it seems like every month or every other month, one's getting arrested for domestic violence down here.
Wow.
So it's I guess maybe that's karma.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think I read a study somewhere a couple years ago that there's a lot of domestic violence in cases where there's a police officer in the relationship.
Mm-hmm. I've
That's
been
who
hearing
knows.
news here.
It could be the stress of their job or they're just abusers. Who knows?
Karma
Yeah, that could be as well.
coming back.
Yeah.
And here's the thing too is they don't listen to the whole story. They just feel
No.
got to take
Nope.
somebody to jail, and I'm
Yep.
going to take the guy to jail because the girl's innocent,
Yes. She's always the victim.
a victim, and and that ruins people's lives too.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I think there should be, like I said, a harsher punishment. I mean, you have uh so many women out there. They know that they can get away with so much.
And can use that.
Yeah. And I think there needs to be something put in the courts, a law or something that says, hey, if we find out you were lying and we got proof, you're going to jail. No ifs, ands, or buts.
I agree.
And I think if that happened, a lot more women would think twice about lying about that crap.
And I mean, if you don't have any marks on you,
Mm-hmm.
have a black eye, you don't have a busted lip, I mean, how can how can they justify taking somebody to jail if there's no evidence?
Right.
Just because the police were called. I mean, I could call the police for any reason.
Right. Right.
Just say, hey, this person did this. And they're going
Yeah.
to say somebody's got to go to jail. So we're just going to take the guy to jail.
Yeah. And that guy is actually guilty until proven innocent.
That's a whole nother story too. There's no innocent until proven guilty.
No.
Even though some of these cases are, and that's a whole nother story, but beyond just this, but should you go to jail if you're innocent until proven guilty, why are you in jail?
Right. I could understand if it was a possible murder charge,
Right,
but
that's what I'm saying, for something like that, yeah.
other than that, yeah, I don't, you should get out on your own recognizance on bail or whatever, and then go to court later on.
Unless they give you a $20 million bail.
Oh, yeah.
$2 million to get out of jail.
Yeah. Yeah. Putting up a couple of houses.
But that's not innocent until proven guilty.
No, it's not. It's not.
Proven innocent.
Exactly. And that's a huge problem. And I don't think enough people are seeing that. And then when it happens to a guy and he goes and says, this ruined my life or whatever, women come and attack him. Oh God, you're being, we're crying about it. Just move on. And it's like, it's so crazy, because women all have this herd mentality. If they see one woman doing it or a group of women doing it, they feel like they got to join in. Tell girls all the time, be unique, be somebody that's not the herd. Don't be the sheep.
Yeah. And be
You
yourself. Just don't try to be somebody you're not.
Yeah. And it's really tough to find these days. You have all these women that, oh, I'm a boss babe and all this. And how are you a boss babe? I mean, you're doing the same stuff that every other girl's doing.
Well, that's like on these videos where they're hitting these buttons that says something. And it's like, rate me from 1 to 10. Well, how do I rate you when the voice isn't yours?
Mm-hmm.
I've met you. I don't know who you are. And to me, personality is at least 50% of it. If I can't stand being around you, I don't care how hot you are.
Yeah. Yeah. Very true.
So it's some of this stuff is just online is just so crazy. And these guys they're just suckers.
Yeah. And you know what? It's another thing that you're saying, they ask you to rate them. what I find weird is that, like, you'll see guys that'll rate them or they'll send them a message or something. And then depending on how attractive that guy is, will determine her response. If she does not think he's attractive, you'll get the, ew, oh my God, don't message me, or ew, you're stalking me, or whatever. She plays the victim.
Such a liar. Yeah, it plays the victim. Oh, just because you gave me this, now you're this.
Yeah.
Gosh.
And I can't believe it. It's everywhere. And I don't 100% blame the women. I blame the rest of society as well, because they've let this snowball into where it's at.
Yes, it has snowballed because social media has just taken over everything, and like we were talking yesterday, it's nobody communicates anymore.
No.
It's all this.
Yes. Yep.
You get to know. Let me get to know you better. What? I'm not gonna text battle you back and forth.
No.
I don't have one. I don't have the time to do it.
Right.
And it's just, and two, I'm not gonna get to know you by shooting how are you every day.
No, exactly. And me personally, I see text messages as setting dates or setting appointments. I'll set, I might do a few messages, 2, 3, 4 at the most, and then I'll set a date. Hey, let's get to the point. I want to see you. I want to make sure that you're not. What's that?
And know your personality.
Yeah, I want to see you. Want to see if you're cool to hang out with. All that stuff. Yeah, personality. I want to make sure you're not 300 pounds. I know they say if she ain't 280, she ain't no lady, but that's not going to cut it.
No, that doesn't cut it. And, or they show you a picture from 20 years ago when they were in high school, and then show up.
And they're geez, I got stories on that one. I swear it's every girl you meet now, every one of them. And it's like, you know what?
Who are you talking to? Yeah. You that picture on your profile, or was that from high school?
Right. It's insane. You know what? We should tell, these dating apps and stuff, they should have to start time stamping or date stamping their photos.
Well, the problem is they upload the photos.
Yeah.
They can time stamp them there, but when was the original photo time stamped? It could have been.
That's what I'm saying. Some of these photos, not to get too technical, but they have what's called a meta tag, and it's a little tag of information. As soon as the phone takes the photo, it tags it with the date and time and also the GPS location.
Well, yeah, if the phone takes the photo, but if you have a photo on your phone and you upload it, that's going to tell social media when the photo was actually taken. It'll tell you when it was uploaded, but it might have been taken 6 years ago.
Well, no, from what I understand, when they upload the photo, they can see that meta information.
Oh, okay.
So like Facebook and Instagram, for people's safety, removes that meta information so it doesn't show their GPS location. If you have GPS turned on for the photos and you sent me a photo, I can extract that location from that picture.
Well, I mean, yeah, they should. That's part of that. What is it called? All that crap they're doing today.
Oh, who knows? Cyber hacking and
with where they. Am I so stupid right now? Where they.
Is your dementia kicking in?
Yeah, where it goes through that system and they analyze everything.
Oh,
social media.
Yeah, the fact checking.
Aneurysms.
The fact checking, is that what you're talking about?
Checking.
Yeah.
Algorithms.
Yeah. What's that?
Algorithms.
Yeah, they have an algorithm that checks it. Right. That's it. So I was just looking up a few stats here. We were talking about victims, and I was just curious what percentage of assaults actually happen to men. this is an older study, but it's the first one that came up. There's actually 2.78 million men in the United States have been victims.
And there's probably, 350 million people in the United States? And probably, say,
I think there's like 7 billion in the world or something. Yeah, 2.78 million.
not a lot.
Now, let's see. In 2020, it says that 21,320 men were assaulted.
Who's assaulting them? Other men?
That's a good question.
How I want to know how women assault. I mean, I guess they could beat the crap out of them, but
Well, no, this is saying
sexually. How does a woman sexually assault a guy?
Yeah, without getting too indecent with it. It's saying it's a sexual assault.
I think it has to be man on man.
That's what I would think, but you see a lot of these stories where you see these guys say, "Oh, they were passed out or whatever," but
well, that's what I was going to say. Maybe they were passed out, and
yeah.
But do you think that guy really was disappointed?
That's what I'm saying. Right. I mean, if
you think he was really upset about that?
I know if it was old Big Bertha,
Well,
think about it. If you woke up out of a coma and she's trying to get a free ride on the carousel, you might be paralyzed after that.
You're not taking Big Bertha home, period.
Well, maybe she broke in. I mean, hey, if you're
kick the door down.
You ever had a 280-pound woman run at you? That's like linebacker status right there. No. She could have just one fell swoop took the door.
I get in my car and drive away.
Yeah, well, maybe she roofied you at the bar, threw you in the back of her car, drove you home, and it's a done deal then. You wake up the next day with sore everything.
Yes. Yeah. I'm not going to go there. Never mind.
So yeah.
I'm running up and down the stairs and my legs are sore, and I think it's from the stairs in the new place here.
I think it's from Bertha. She took you home last night.
She must have packed me up and threw me in the back of the car.
Yeah. So going back to victims here, I was looking up the false accusations. It looks like 8%.
How many does it say how many women have falsely accused men?
That's what I'm looking at right now.
And how do you, I guess it's so hard to prove because, like I said, unless you have some kind of video, which nowadays almost everybody has cameras in their houses or in their somewhere.
Well, you almost have to now. You still got that toilet cam?
Yeah, it comes right up into the rear end.
That's awesome. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I made some special recordings for you last time I was there.
And it's a crappy view.
I had Chipotle like every day.
It's a crappy view.
Yeah. So I'm trying to find the numbers on here. It's given a breakdown of, this is actually an attorney you can call if you were falsely accused. I guess that's much needed.
You're falsely accused. Again, it's like, but oh my God. And that's the thing too, is you get falsely accused, you got to hire an attorney. And then, let me ask you this. So if you can prove that you were falsely accused, does the accuser owe the attorney's fees?
So from my understanding, I looked into this a little bit. So like the last case, it was a football player or something I seen. Nothing happened to the woman whatsoever. If he wants to get defamation or something, he has to file a civil suit.
And hire an attorney.
Yeah. So no criminal charges were filed against her. So he's got to file a civil suit if he wants to, get defamation or something. But, if she was trying to get money out of him with false accusations, what's the point of suing her? She obviously doesn't have anything to sue her for.
Well, that's the thing too. Look at OJ. His pension was under. They can't take his pension away. The only thing they can, and he moved to Florida. Here, you can't sue somebody for their house. Instead of state. So
how many people I've seen on TikTok that see him out and they take videos of him.
Oh, he's always at the golf course.
Yeah, I'd love to meet him, hang out with OJ.
I'd like to hear a story.
Yeah.
If I really did it.
Yeah.
I mean,
didn't he write a book?
Yes. If I really did it. If I would have really done it or something like that. I really, dude. Are you that damn? Are you really that dumb? Come on.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, why don't you just tell the story?
This is the misrepresentation that articles do. I'm reading this article. Looks like it's out of the New Yorker. The headline is, almost no one is falsely accused of, I'm going to say grape because YouTube's not a fan of the word. The headline says almost no one is falsely accused of it. That's
ridiculous.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
I bet the majority is falsely accused.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
This article's trying to say that only 5% are found to be false. Well, maybe, but that doesn't mean there aren't more.
It's the 5% you can only prove.
Exactly. That's insane, 5%.
It's going back to, unless you have video or some kind of pictures, or unless you come out with black and blue marks on you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think any. I mean, people can say whatever they want. He said, she said, or she said, he said.
I'm telling you, this gynocentric, female-dominated world we live in now. I'm just going through the articles here, and here's a second one. Guys, you can stop worrying about false allegations. The studies cited that only 5% of them are false. It's all of this bullcrap narrative that women are the constant victims, and the media perpetrates it so much.
Well, that's because they're, I don't want to say not as strong, but they're
weaker. Women, I mean, biologically, men have bigger body strength, stronger body strength, stronger hand strength than women. That's just biology.
It's the guy's fault because they're stronger.
But it's the guy's fault, yeah. And don't get me wrong.
But it's okay for a guy to become a woman and swim in women's swimming team. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
And if they don't do something about that, then this country is just gone to heck in a.
Did you see that one not too long ago? Was it the UFC fighter? He pounded that girl. It was a while back. There was a UFC fighter. He became a female.
Oh.
And fought another girl in the ring. Yeah.
Well, then there you go. Then it's fair. Now it's fair. If guys can go swim in the girls' swimming team, then let's bring it on. Let's see how this works out then. Let's let the guys go fight the girls.
Yep. And I'll tell you, that's equality right there. Just put a skirt on and let them pummel you. There's a funny story. It was the women's soccer team, like the Olympic soccer team, the United States soccer team. They said that we could beat any man. You could put us up against a man's soccer team, right? So
yeah, but that's not strength. I mean, it might be speed, but it's
So
not really strength.
listen what happened. They ended up playing a 15 or 16-year-old high school soccer team, and they dominated. The high school team whooped these girls. Whooped them. And that just goes to show you that even if men are younger, they were probably
Yeah.
10 to 15-year age difference. I don't know how old those women are that play soccer, but I'm assuming early mid 20s, but biologically men are stronger than women. It's not saying that women are less. It's just biology.
Oh, well, that's what you were talking about earlier. What were you saying about earlier when what industry was it where the women are actually getting paid more than the guys?
Yeah. So women are going on about, playing the victim, that there's a still wage gap narrative.
Mm.
And Google actually did a study. They have all those analytics and everything from probably stalking people and collecting information. But yeah, within Google, and their results showed that the women there actually made more money than the men. Yeah, but they still, the women still come with this narrative that there's this huge wage gap. And I think it's because the media still perpetrates it, even though it's not true.
Yeah. I mean, can't you tell me that there's a way to find that out? I mean, take everybody's paychecks and
Yes.
see who makes what, and
doesn't it seem that simple?
You would think so.
And I'm sure that's what Google did.
And that's probably how they found that out.
Yeah. But they also found out that women don't like to put in the extra hours
or the effort.
Yeah, they don't like to, if you're a business owner, I can't tell you how many times I slept on my couch and woke right up, brushed my teeth, and went back to work at the office. Women, it says studies show that women don't like to do that. They don't like to work overtime. They don't want to put in the extra effort. So that's where the wage gap will come between men and women, because men will do the overtime.
And you see the men always at the office till late in the night. And now, why can't the women stay at work overtime and the guys come home early and take care of the kids?
Oh, come on.
They want to play the victim of, I've got to take care of the kids. I've got to do this. I've got to do the laundry. Okay, well, turn it around.
Yeah.
The guy go home early and the woman stay at work, and I'll go home and do the laundry, and I'll take care of the kids and get them fed. You stay at work till midnight.
Absolutely. They're trying to flip everything.
And don't get us wrong here, folks. We're not trying to play one side or the other. We're just trying to tell you how it is.
Yeah, we're just raising some questions. And I mean, if you can't see it, if you can't see all the crazy gender stuff that's going on in this world, you're living under a rock. I mean, it's insane.
But give us your thoughts and email us at toxicsarcasmpodcast@gmail.com. Let us know how you feel. And the next time we come on, we'll read your emails and let you know the answers we get.
Absolutely. Yeah. Is people playing a victim out there, male or female? I think it's more females, but I mean, let us know, guys. What do you think? Have you been accused of something falsely? Have you had the issue where your ex-spouse was the victim or pretended to be the victim? I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of yeses out there.
Yeah, and we don't want people to come on here and falsely accuse and lie and stuff. We want the truth. So let us know. Let's do our own ratings. Let's see what people have to say. And if, like Dee said, if you have been falsely accused, and let us know whether you're a man or a woman.
Yeah, and if you want to get on the show and talk about it a little bit, more than happy to bring you on, and we can go over your story and try to help you out if we got anything that we might be able to lend you some information on. But we would love to hear from you for sure.
Because we are going to be, I did have a phone call with some attorneys the other day, so we're going to have some attorneys on here too. So if we can get those
Awesome.
questions, or if we can get some of that into the email and get some of those questions or answers and whatnot, we'll have the attorneys on and we'll have them answer them legally and get the questions answered for you.
Yeah, I think that'll be really good information for some people for sure. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty much getting free consultations,
Yeah, because what do you do in that situation? I mean,
Yeah.
what if you're your average Joe and you're, what did they say? Like 60, 75% of America lives paycheck to paycheck. What do you
Yeah.
do if that comes in your life? How do you pay an attorney $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $10,000?
Yeah.
I mean, it breaks people
Yeah, exactly. And this comes back to, like you were saying, it ruins your life. Absolutely ruins your life.
financially and personally.
Yeah. Yeah. Your reputation's, in the trash. And I think this just comes back to women have played this victim card so bad that every corner a man takes, he's getting screwed. If he gets married, she takes half of everything. If,
Wait a minute, exactly right there. Why does the woman automatically get half of his? Why doesn't he get half of hers? And why doesn't she pay alimony?
well, I believe if she makes more money, she has to.
So then, ladies and gentlemen, don't marry a woman that makes less than you.
Right. But
marry a woman that makes more than you, because 9 out of 10 times you're going to get divorced.
Yes. There's actually something called the Pareto principle, though. In a nutshell, what that says is that if a woman marries a man that makes the same amount as her or less, she's actually disgusted by that. So, yeah, women are hypergamous. They always want to try to do one up. So that's the problem. 80% of divorces are initiated by the women.
Oh, yeah.
And a divorce rate now is 50 or 60%.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was more than that.
It could be.
And the other thing is, too, that I see a lot is marriages, people are together 10, 15 years, and then they decide to get married, and then a year and a half later, they're divorced.
Yeah.
Why ruin it? It's a piece of paper. Why ruin a good thing?
Yeah.
Either that or get a wire. And here's another question. Why are women or men so upset when they hear the word prenup?
Well,
because if you're upset about it and you got a problem with it, that means you have plans to get a divorce.
Boom. There it is. There's the answer.
So don't worry about it then.
Right. That's exactly it. Most of them is the women. I hear stories all the time, from celebrities or high profile guys. They'll say, well, we want the prenup. There was a celebrity one not too long ago. I can't remember who it was, but anyways, she made a big fuss about it. And, again, played the victim. Well, what happens if something happens? She played, if something happens to you, I want to make sure I'm taken care of. He said, yeah, you'll be taken care of. But if you decided to just get a divorce,
you shouldn't get half.
Right.
Well, that was the same thing on that Miami show with the whatever those goofballs are down there, the drug people came from Mexico or whatever. And
the cartels.
The cartels. And then him and her, he brought up the prenup and she about had a conniption fit. Yeah. Well, I've been here. Well, go do your own thing. When this just
right.
You're with me doesn't mean you have a right to everything I do.
Right.
This is my career. That's your career. You take your career with you. I'll take my career with me.
Yes.
Let's move on.
Yes. And you know what? Let me ask you this. When you were saying just a piece of paper, what is the difference if you just moved in with somebody? That's like the same as being married. You guys got to see each other every single day.
Depending on where you live, if you've got the near statute law.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You got to be careful what state you're in so you don't get that.
Trust me.
Yeah. How is it in Florida? Is it?
They don't have it. They don't recognize it here.
Oh, fantastic.
I looked into it in year 6.
You know what? I
called my attorney in year 6.
I think you were a little late.
Well, no, it's 7 years.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, yeah.
Statute. So I made
you were like, I better check on that.
Mm-hmm. But that's far gone anyway. So that's
right. You know, I don't think either one of us have to worry about that anymore, though, because I don't see either one of us living in a long-term establishment within the same home. I know I definitely would not again.
But here's the thing, too, is make me miss you.
Yeah.
Make me I want to miss you. Make me miss you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you up my butt crack every day.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what's funny about that?
See you.
Mm-hmm. The women, you know, you'll say, "Hey, I need some time to myself. Let me miss you," and then here comes the victim card again. You don't ever talk to me. I don't ever see you. We don't ever do anything. Oh my God.
Well, that's because if I did see you as much as you want to, we wouldn't be together still.
Exactly. Yeah. Not only would you get sick of her, but then she would also get sick of you.
And she just doesn't realize it.
Yeah. Women have no idea what they actually want. It's crazy. So it's like we have to tell them what they want. And then if we do that, oh, we're toxic.
No, we have to tell them what they don't want so they can come back and say that's what they want.
There you go. Yeah, it's pretty much just do the opposite of what a woman tells you.
You don't want a relationship. We don't want to. Now weeks later, oh gosh, I want to. Be in a relationship with you. It's like,
yep, white picket fence, 3 kids.
And that's another thing I see. I get questions on social media all the time. Are you single or are you married? I said, oh, never married, no kids. Well, why not?
Yeah.
Because I'd be divorced anyway.
Yeah.
What's the point?
You know, it's funny you said that. I get a lot of, you know, I date younger. It's crazy because a lot of these younger girls, they'll all ask me, am I married? And every one of them, I'm like, no. Why would you ask that? They think because I'm older that I'm going to be married. Who's getting married still? I mean, who?
Dumb people.
Yeah, obviously.
I think it's mostly probably younger people because they're not, again, going back to yesterday.
Yeah.
Any common sense. They're just, high school sweethearts. We're in love. We haven't lived together yet. Let's get married. And then we have a couple kids and now we can't stand each other. And then get divorced. And that's up where you're at.
Yo.
Some of the people I went to high school with, I swear probably 90% of them are divorced or can't stand the significant other.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're the one that got into that. I'm still happy and I'm not married. You're the one that's unhappy.
Yes.
Don't look at me different.
What cracks me up about relationships is when, you know, they'll be bad and then they say, well, let's have a kid. Like things are going to be better.
Like, that's going to help.
I just can't.
It's just going to add more stress.
Yes, absolutely. And then all over again, then you get the divorce and now you're getting through the ringer for child support and alimony and the woman's playing the victim yet again.
And let me ask you this question. Should a couple stay together just because they have kids?
So me personally, I think yes, because statistically it shows that children are better off if they're raised in a 2-person home.
I agree with that. Yeah.
So I think they should, but then a lot of people on the other hand say, well, if I'm unhappy, should I be forced to stay in that relationship?
Gonna is that going to rub off on the kids? Are they going to be emotionally scarred or affected by that when they see that there's animosity between the mother and the father? Is that going to help any better?
Yeah, see it's a double-edged sword there, because I think though if you were two, civil adults, you would be like, hey, you want to know what we made these kids, and we're gonna have to bite the bullet, and are we gonna be great partners to each other or great parents? And I think that's where they have to pick one or the other. And it's like, I don't know.
I mean, I guess as long as, I mean, if you don't stay together, I guess as long as the father is still a father figure and does his
Right.
part and stays in the kid's life,
Yes.
then maybe not so bad. But if you've got one or the other that just bails, and it goes both ways. I've seen it both ways. The mother bails, the father bails. I mean, it might be a little bit more on the father side, but there are mothers that just drop off and bail.
That's true.
But yes, I do agree that the fathers do need to be in any child's life, and
Oh yeah, they say fathers keep men out of jail and girls off the stripper poles. You always got to have a father there.
off the street corners.
Yep. Now, for the most part. See, that's the thing I always will. Maybe we'll do another show on it, but like I was talking about red flags, I always ask a girl, was your father in the home growing up? Or did you have a good relationship with your father? And if she says no, that's a huge red flag. Run away, or she's good for a one night stand. That's it.
Aren't they?
That is it. Hit and quit. Throw your track shoes on and burn rubber.
And you had mentioned it earlier. Why women, girls, chicks, whatever you want to call them, why are they treated the way they are by guys or certain guys or any guy?
Mm.
Because you make us that way.
Yes.
You're on Instagram, Twitter, all these platforms as an escort.
Yeah.
How there was a girl on there the other day. She said, "Would you have a problem with me doing the business I do?" She was a porn star.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, of course I would. I sure wouldn't even want to be with you.
Yeah.
Why am I going to want Joe Schmo in you? Then you come home and you want to, oh, let me take a shower. Oh, no, no.
Yes.
No.
And back to what we were talking about. If you tell her no, you're not comfortable with that, she's in turn a victim again.
Yep. She's oh, you don't want me because of my job.
Yes, you're shaming her.
Well, don't have that job.
It's insane. So if a guy came and said, I'm a truck driver, or, I mow lawns or something, and a woman said, ew, I don't want a guy that does that. We just chalk it up and move on. We don't whine about it. But, not women. They don't make any logical decisions. Everything's on emotion. Everything's
emotional.
Everything. And you know what? You'll see it when we have some more girls on. I have a dry erase board back here with common things that they say. And you'll notice that women say, I feel like, every time they're talking about something. And men will say, I think, when they're talking about something. And if you listen carefully, you'll notice that women say that all the time. I feel like. I don't care how you feel.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Or what do you know?
Yeah.
I don't, and going back to that again, and you wonder why you're treated like that, women.
Yes.
Because you do it to yourself.
Yes.
What guy is the only reason you're wanting to get into marriage, like we talked about yesterday, the only reason you want to get married now is because you're 40, 45 years old, washed up, and everybody's been in you.
Yes.
So now you can't get what you had before. So now you want a guy to take care of you.
Yes. And then if somebody says, No, I don't want a lady that's got kids, or I don't want a lady that's been married multiple times or whatever. Victim. She comes back and says, "Oh, I can't believe you don't like single moms because I have a mom, I'm a mom," or, all that. She plays the victim. I've seen it over and
You
over
don't
again,
think
and
the
it's
men
insane.
have kids too?
Right.
Somebody's got to be the father of those kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why doesn't it go the other way?
Well, yeah. We don't get anything, Scott. Men don't get appreciation. We don't get anything. But you want to know what? We still get up every morning. We go to work. We do what we have to do, and we don't whine about it.
Yep.
But women whine about it.
Validation.
Yeah, they need to be validated.
Gotta have that validation.
That's right.
Am I hot? Am I you? You didn't tell me I was pretty today. Oh, you're
Yes.
just a bad person.
Mirror must have been
Because that's
broken.
the first thing from on my mind right now when I'm trying to take care of everything.
Yes. Yes. Pay the bills, put a roof over your head, it's insane.
You can do there was another one on there too. One of the girls said on TikTok the other day, if you want a man, it's not about one upping, but if you want a man, you want a good man to treat you right.
Yeah.
You should go out of your way and treat him right, and he will
Right.
reciprocate.
Absolutely.
It's not about one upping, it's about reciprocation.
Well, you know what that is? That's
And
common sense.
oh, there's none of that anymore. um, but and it goes back to what girls need to start approaching guys more instead of waiting for the guy to approach them.
Yes.
Why doesn't the women take the initiative?
That's a great subject you brought up, because what happens now, and I've had it happen to myself and my buddies, I've seen it in the bar. Men are afraid to approach women now because so many women have these accusations and all this crap. Men are like, "Well, what's the point? I'm not even going to approach them." I've seen guys, I seen it. My buddy, not a couple weekends ago, goes and approached a girl, and she wasn't interested in him. So it was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that creep or that weirdo, it came over to talk to me." And I'm like, guys don't want to put up with that crap.
Mm-mm. There's only so many times a guy's going to put up with that before they say, you know what? You know who I am. You want to talk to me? Here I am. Otherwise, that's why we have the attitudes we have, because they make us that way.
That's exactly it.
I don't give a crap attitude.
I'll tell you, if they legalized prostitution, I think that men wouldn't even bother dating at all,
or getting married.
Yeah, definitely not.
Okay? Let me ask you this: what's the difference if you're with a woman and you take her out to a couple $100 dinner at night and go have some drinks and go home and do your thing, or calling a girl an escort, having her come over? The difference is you're paying that one to leave, not to come over, but you're paying her to leave and not to deal with it. So you're still paying for it.
Absolutely.
I don't have to listen to the bull crap.
That's true.
Rest of the night or the next day.
Oh God, just thinking about it causes me anxiety.
Oh gosh, I got a headache already.
Yes, maybe you should take some Tylenol PM. What's that stuff women take for menstrual cycles or something? Midol? Is it Midol?
Midol, yeah.
Yeah, take a couple of Midols. You'll be fine.
Gosh. My butt hurt.
Got your man period? Is your gooch is hurting? Oh.
I mean, there's no difference. I mean, either way, you're paying for it. Just depends on how expensive she is.
Yes.
Or how sweet she is.
Yes.
But at least the second one is leaving.
Yeah.
And all the pain stops.
Yes, and with an escort, it's a done deal. You know what you're going into. You made a deal. It's a transaction that you know what the end of that transaction is going to be. You take a woman on a date, you have no idea what's going to happen. You might buy the dinner, and then she says, "Oh, yeah, I don't like you at all. I'm getting an Uber ride home," or
Yeah.
leaves with another guy or something.
Or I'll meet you there.
Yes.
And then after dinner, it's like, we get in our cars and, okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you what. No. Yeah, I'll go the second route.
That's a big thing now. They actually have a name for it. It's called a foodie call.
Foodie call.
Yes. There's a huge amount of women in their 20s, these modern day women. They've said it themselves. I've actually talked to a few girls that says, "Yeah, we do it." And they will call a guy up, they'll go out with him, they will eat the food and then leave. And they'll either not talk to him again, or they'll string him along until they're hungry again.
And if you have any common sense, you'll go the second route next time.
Yes, men, if you're listening,
have dinner and then make the phone call, and it's going to cost you less.
Yes. Men, if you're listening, go get an escort. It's going to cost you less.
It's going
less headaches, less on your wallet. Don't deal with these women.
You don't pay them to come over. You pay them to leave.
Precisely. You got the rock star wisdom right there.
That's right.
Paying them to leave.
From experience.
Mm-hmm. That's 110% right. And there's too many guys, the younger generation. Like, I try to tell, I've got younger brothers and their friends and stuff, and I try to tell them, they'll give me their stories. "Oh, I took her out to eat, did this and that, did everything that she wanted, and she ghosted me, or she's not responding to my texts for a day or two." And I tell them, don't put up with that crap. Do not put up with it.
So, ladies, when you ask me on these social media sites why I'm not married and have kids, you just got your answer.
Yeah. That's it. He likes guys. That's why. No, but seriously, he's right, ladies. If you want to know,
that's the answer.
That's why. I don't think a lot of women understand they are causing these issues.
Mm-hmm.
And men are just reacting
to, yeah. Well, I hate to say this, but we went into it earlier. They don't want to put in the work.
No,
they don't want to put in the work to make the salaries that the guys. They want the status.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want to put in the work. And I'm not saying everybody, ladies or men. I'm not saying everybody. I'm not one-sided. But I can tell you this. There's a lot more women escorts out there than there is guys. So, yeah. I think that's mostly correct, where you want to make the quick buck and don't want to put in the work or the effort.
Yeah, but what they don't understand is that easy money, that quick money, brings slow problems. Quick money brings slow problems. And what I mean by that is that you see these girls that are escorts, or like you were saying, the porn star. Mm-hmm. What happens once all this stuff's online? It's there for good.
Yeah.
So if they go and try to get married to this high value guy they want or whatever, and he finds that stuff, he's going to say, "What am I going to marry you for?"
Yeah. Or his friends are like, "Hey,
yes,
isn't she a porn star, or didn't I see her in this video? Here, I got a rack full of videos of her over here, or I've seen her already. Everybody's seen your woman naked."
How embarrassed would you feel, man?
Oh, God. Ugh.
Taking a girl out on your arm and you're expecting, this is my lady and everything, and you got all the guys eyeballing her like, "Ooh, I think I might have."
Here, let me pull her up on my phone.
Yeah,
I got her right here.
Yep. Yeah, I went to an extra large bottle of Jergens for her.
Yeah. And how long can they do that for? I mean, I'm sure I mean, I'm sure there's older people, older women on Pornhub, but I'm sure a less viewing crowd. But that doesn't last forever.
No.
Ladies, that does not last forever, and you age a lot faster than guys do.
Oh boy, do they.
30 years old, you're done.
Yes. Yeah, men age like wine.
That you better either save your money
Mm-hmm.
or you're going to be living in a gutter on the corner and smoking the pipe.
That's right. Men age like wine and women age like milk. The milk's gone bad.
It's spoiled.
Yes. But they
go away.
They call that hitting the wall for women. When they get to that certain age, about 30. We can do a whole show on that, about women hitting the wall and not understanding things. That's definitely an hour to 2 hour long show there.
Yeah, that's a whole nother show.
But yeah, it all goes back to women playing the victim. And then, men just have to respond to that. And you see where it's going. Men are, like you said, they're saying, hey, I don't want to deal with this. They're not going to approach the women if they're getting accused. And I'm not saying it's only men. You got some women out there that really are victims of stuff, and that's horrible. But you are seeing more and more men get accused, and more women pretending to be victims when they're really not. And I think that's a major issue.
Yeah, there's definitely some problems out there, and we're gonna try and get some answers for you. So again, follow us. Come along for the journey. We're on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Come email us, send us your questions, ask us questions on Toxic Sarcasm Podcast at gmail.com. And again, we're going to be making this go fast, and come along for the journey. We want you here with us. Let's have fun.
Yeah, come along, come on, whatever. A lot of come.
Yeah, whatever floats your boat.
That's right. For me, it's water, but for some people, it's others. But yeah, like he said, get a hold of us on all of our socials. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We've got a lot more stuff to come, and we've got some people lined up to be on the show as well. And if you do want to be on the show, Toxic Sarcasm Podcast at gmail.com. Just to reiterate that, get a hold of us. We are waiting. We'd love to hear from you. And I think that's going to do it for tonight.
I think so.
All right. Well, you've heard from us. We want to hear from you, and we look forward to speaking with you guys. And watch out for some more videos. Peace.
Peace out.